Roll call, Sean,
Here.
Alicia,
Here.
Mark, Brad Smith,
Here.
Clay's here, Ashley,
Here.
Steve, Larry,
Here.
Brad Simmons,
Yes.
and two individuals in the audience. Have the invocation with Alicia and the pledge with Sean.
Dear Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for this day you've given each and every one of us. Lord, I just ask that you watch over and guide us as we make the best decisions for our community. We give you all the praise and the glory. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 3, additions, deletions, or corrections to the agenda. Nobody has any? Item 4, discuss and or approve the following meeting minutes, October 21st, 2025.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion by Sean,
Second.
seconded by Alicia. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 5, report of officers. City manager.
So I don't have too much this evening. The Beat Challenge program for the broadband, that has been finalized, and the feds have until January 1 of 2026 to approve the final Florida plan. So there was some funding that was awarded Connexon for some sites in and around Moorhaven. However, it's not. It won't be final today, approve the final plan, so we'll be waiting to hear, how much, one map that I looked at, I thought I saw like 156 sites or something like that, that were in that underserved area kind of thing, but like I said, I'm not sure what I knew what I was looking at, but anyway, that should be finalized, like it has to be finalized by January 1st of 2026. So that will do the program, the federal rural broadband program. I'll probably hold it down until the end of the meeting. If anybody else has anything.
Okay. Does anybody have any? You done, Larry?
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything for Larry?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'd like to talk to both of them, really. Friday afternoon, we're over the other side of 27, came home, headed for back Avenue. Well, one mule passed us. No lights on the roof. The second mule was waiting on 7th Street across from Joey's. And he crossed 27. We put it in our own ordinance that we're not supposed to be on 27, we're not supposed to be on sidewalks. And that mule also had no lights on the top. Now, if one of those guys get hit, our insurance company is gonna ask us, what kind of safety did you have on those machines? We don't have a light on them, let alone cross 27 and go up the sidewalk where we have no business.
The mule was on the sidewalk?
Sir?
The mule was on the sidewalk?
Yes. He went up on the north side on that sidewalk, 27.
I mean, the only thing you're gonna be able to do is that they need to be written up and start the paper trail. So, because I hear about it every meeting, but then if it never gets written up, there's no paper trail. And you keep talking.
Well, they've got to be seen to be written up.
Well, but if somebody was identified, if an employee is identified and they're violating the ordinance because they're crossing 27 or whatever, then you need the paper trail. That's the problem, is there's no paper trail ever.
Why didn't the mule have the light on?
None of them have lights on. I see them every day, and none of them have that blinking light going, or they're not working.
That's
The mowers are supposed to have them on too.
that's another story as far as, safety features, being operable, not operable. But if something like that happens, you gotta file, you're gonna have to file it in writing. So it gets put in the personnel file.
We pulled them in last week, he gave me the list, I don't know if you ordered lights for them or not, some of them are on the key switch, so when the key switch is on their own,
That's what they all should be on, right?
some of them aren't, they turn them off, because it runs the battery down, and they turn them off, they don't turn them back on, because they don't. My main excuse is I'll start right, and there's already been one about the drop.
I mean, we hear about something having to do with this every meeting. So I don't know what else to say.
Exactly which one it is.
I understand, and obviously you can't just accuse somebody without proof. But if somebody's seen and they do something and they're driving negligent and they create damage to other property, like has been brought up a dozen times, or violating the law, then it's somebody's got to address it. So.
Yeah, speaking of that, I know it's like a broken record, but I seen it again and I actually took a video. It stalled out like 3 times within 2 minutes at my street. And yeah, something's got to be done.
They're all 4 inches right now, or 3.5.
Yeah.
4 inches, they can't put them no over you.
Was the mechanic told to do this to them?
They can put up
He was.
bolts in them and weld at the top of the bolts.
And he did. Okay, so if he did that, so it would be on the operators then, right? If they,
I think they're at
If
3.5
they-
inches, I think they're at, couple they're at 4.
yeah, so if they're messing with them after the mechanic put them in there, I think the guys should be written up. I mean, they shouldn't be taking them
Well,
out.
how would they, if they're welded in there, how are they messing with them?
Well, they got
Yeah.
bolts, right? You said bolts?
Are they welded or are they bolts?
Most of them are welded now.
Okay.
Nylock.
Are you talking about in that alley,
Get them.
in your alley right there?
Well, there and by the football field right there, Jason's property. Yeah, it's like he stalled out like 3.
The grass is real thick there, that grass is real thick there.
Yeah.
But even if you put it on the floor, it's still gonna bog out.
It's not like that.
Oh,
No, this
Hold
was-
on, hold
this
on, hold on.
was
I got too many people talking here now.
But
So,
they're 3.5 to 4 inches.
so let me ask you something, Brad. If they're set at 4 inches or 3.5, and they're choking the machines out, that tells me that they're either not revving them up high enough, which that's not a case, or they're trying to just choke themselves through there to get in a hurry. That to me is more of a trade.
And then top of the ditch, they'll have one down.
Well,
Down in there.
is that a training issue or is that a don't care issue? I mean, we're kind of coming up here tonight with problems, but what's the solutions?
I'll put them up as high as they'll go and weld them, and then we'll see where.
Well, I mean, well then if you get too high, then somebody's gonna go out that they're too high. So where
They're
is,
gonna gripe either way.
they're gonna gripe
This is
either
a
way.
never-ending issue.
This
Then
is
we
gonna
sit up here
be
and talk about the grass
Yeah.
being cut too short every meeting.
every meeting.
It's,
And I don't understand how, if they're welded at 4 inches, how does this keep happening?
Has any of them been written up at all since this has been going on? It's like 6 months.
Not over scalping grass, they had to.
I mean,
They looked over.
come on.
Other things with the mules.
I mean, the mule, the safety crossing 27, I 100% agree on that.
They had.
Scalping grass that's gonna grow back in 3 weeks.
It's
I
not
mean-
only the scalping, it's the paying for the repairs.
Well, I understand
Oh,
that too,
that's-
but it's, okay, for the stalling out part, whatever, I get that too. But then it's every week too. Well, they cut it too short. And didn't stall it out. I mean, it's like, are we just gonna beat a dead horse? Like, obviously Brad needs to talk to them. Obviously, they're welded at whatever height that this board told them to be welded at eventually, at some point in time. I mean, I don't know. It's just,
Well, like I said, when they get them swells in the backyard, tired down in the ditch, ones up on the hill.
yeah, it's all uneven, yeah.
So I go back to my same question earlier. Is it, I'm trying to put this in my head. I'm tired of every meeting that's coming up. I'm tired of getting the text messages about it from certain people. What do we do to prevent it? How do we stop this from happening? I mean, we've got a problem, so what's the solution?
I'm gonna have a training session with them in the morning and then we will raise the deck all the way up and put it down and fire it. We'll do it that way.
I don't know if you're gonna have to raise them all the way up, but you gotta raise them up.
Yeah.
You know,
I mow up and down mine with the same kind of grasshopper,
about 4 inches.
and I don't stall it out because the blades cut too much grass.
So
I don't stall it out.
at what, okay, Mark, I'm just gonna ask you, at what depth is your blade set?
3 inches.
3 inches.
Go up and look at it.
That's too low. For the city.
That's for you too low. It's not too low for me, sir.
I mean, for you, I'm just saying though, for the city,
Hey.
north side.
Yeah, I agree with you.
All grass,
I agree with you. I agree with that. You're right.
you can be in one area and they can mow
My
smooth.
point was that I didn't stall my mower out when I go down the alley behind my home.
Well, that's your home, your grass is groomed like that.
Yeah.
Okay, but the city, you got uneven grass and uneven stuff all over the city. So even if you put it at 4 in certain areas, it's still gonna bog out.
They're just
Right.
gonna have to slow down.
Even at 4, and that's high.
Can't
That's
argue
like
that.
real high.
His point was he did it 4 times, King. He stalled that mower out.
First
Well,
thought
that's-
should have been, oh, that's too low. We need to raise
And then to me, that's not,
Yeah,
that's
You
not,
understand what I'm saying?
that's not a deck being too low issue. That's a training issue. That's the operator needing a little more remedial training, I think we call it now in
About 6 months.
the world. Well, I mean, you're right. Somebody's got to see something, say somebody has got to start saying something. And this ain't working. But I'm gonna go back and ask the question. At what, okay, y'all wanted it 3, y'all wanted it 5, y'all wanted 6. Where do you set it? What, I mean, you're telling Brad,
They're at 3.5 to 4 now.
yeah, I mean, you're telling Brad that you're scalping grass, but where do you want it? Give the man some direction. Where do we need to go with it? Now, the video that I saw today, that grass was scalped. It was too low.
That's on
Now, let me ask you something. Can the operator raise it?
You can raise it up, yeah. You can't put it down the road.
So there again, now you seeing tall grass. Tall grass. Might need to raise this up. That's not a mower issue. That's not a mechanic issue. That's an operator not trained issue. Now we're talking about something totally different.
Might have to
But-
raise it up and mow it again.
Exactly. But there's got to be a training deal there. You got to tell the man what you want. And y'all got to sit there, or we got to sit there and say, this is where we want it. Where is our, as a group,
The minimum.
where do we want it at 3, which I already said is too low? And do we want it at 5, which we've all agreed is too high? So we're raising all this cane, not that it's not needed to be, but how do we fix the problem? Because I'll bet y'all $5, next meeting, we're gonna talk about this again.
Not
Meeting
if
after
somebody
that.
shows him how to do it right.
Well, I agree, Mark, and that's the point I'm trying to make. Somebody has got to say, look, this is the right way to do this.
And if you don't listen to you,
Then you put, and then,
that's it.
exactly. But Brad needs guidance, which I think we've just told Brad what we wanted. But Brad, listen to me.
We'll take care of it.
Get this right,
We're gonna get moving.
or get new employees. There
Make
you
sure
go.
you paper the file along the way. Because I don't tell you how many times there's been a personnel issue and I'm like, okay, what's in the file? Nothing. So it's, if you train somebody however many times that you think is reasonable, that's your province. And then you can't get it right. You need to document it, so at least it's in the file, because then, as you just say, you get rid of an employee. Well, you just can't get rid of an employee. It's got to be documented. So at least we have something to fall back on, because then it falls on me when it gets challenged. And I'm like, I have no evidence to work with because there's nothing in the file. So I hate to be, like that, but it's just because then I'm the last one that has to deal with it. And I can't tell you how many times. I mean, there's like maybe out of all the personnel, it's not so much now with this administration, but in certain administrations, it happens a lot. Like 95% of the time, the file was, I'm not saying it was you, because it's other in the past, 95% of the time, the file is documented, period. So I go to the hearing and it looked like a boob because I have no evidence to work with. Or like,
And that's 90% of this. There's no documentation. Period. Ever.
so sometimes you just gotta, I don't want to see anybody lose their job, about something silly, but I mean, at some point, it gets to the point where it's ridiculous when it comes to here, and we got to deal with it. And people look at the city and, what did you deal with at your meeting? And we're dealing with,
Mower.
mowers as opposed to more significant issues.
Well,
And
you're also doing with a mower that's got 4,500 hours.
well, but,
400
but
run.
okay, but I understand what you're saying, but at some point it's got to get handled internally because it can't just keep coming because it just gives the whole city mark because now you're having to deal with at a city council meeting about how high you have a mower. So,
Well, there's also a safety measure.
well, and the whole safety, the safety issues are a completely different story. Everything's got to be. I mean, again, if somebody doesn't take care of the equipment, whether it's leaving it on, it has to get documented, even if it's piddly or nitpicky. I'm sorry, but what's the alternative? Now we beat this for a half an hour, and then you get beat on for the half an hour, and sometimes you just got to be the bad guy and say, all right, how many warnings have I given you? But make sure it's documented in the file. Verbal, written, whatever, and we deal with it.
And we got good guys. Maybe they need to be, as we say in the corporate world, counseled.
So give us a counseling tomorrow.
Start counseling and
Please.
document your counseling. And if they don't like their training sessions, document your training sessions also. Say, on November 1st, we had a training session and we discussed how to properly engage the blade on a mower.
If you put in every
There
one
you
of
go.
their files
That's
instead
right.
of being a single one for each person.
Because in today's world, we have to have paperwork. God forbid we had to let somebody go and we don't have the paperwork. You're supposed to be having a training, a weekly safety meeting also, and it has to be documented. So put that on there too.
It'll be every morning.
There you go. Document what you do.
Just do a quick, I don't know how, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but just a quick email, whatever, just something so you have a paper trail to fall back onto about the question. So I
Yeah.
mean, that's,
This is starting to get old. It's getting frustrating. All right. Anybody else have anything for Larry?
That's all that we made it to.
City attorney, you got anything?
well, we had, our engineers do the calculations for the impact of the new school, water, sewer, electric. It's graphs of it. I think Ashley and he got together on the final draft today. But in essence, just is there's about $300,000 due to the city between electric, water, and sewer on the impact for. So I would assume past comments, there's probably going to be a request for a meeting or they want to come to a meeting. That's why I'd rather get it out this week, which Larry has done following me. At least it gives enough time before the school comes online
This is just the impact fees. This is not gonna
It's,
cover.
it's the system development charges. There's, Ashley will send you the summary from the engineer and how they got to their calculations.
Okay.
But ballpark between the three utilities, it's 300, it's about
But
100,000.
this is not gonna be included in the discussion with the lift station. It's a separate,
No, no.
Two-
Separate.
Yeah.
right, okay.
This is.
I just wanted to confirm that.
And I feel like on this, the $300,000, it's not a dreamed up number. It's something that we've got an engineer,
Well, almost 100,000 of it is invoices we've paid to get that.
Correct.
Going.
but it is,
Yeah, on the electric
it's
side, there,
defendable. It's a number.
Oh,
that-
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that-
Defendable number.
that's why we had the engineer do it, because again, as you've heard in the other sewer authority meeting, there's been questions as to, well, you know, we're not really doing anything new, doing something new, and it's a new school, and the statute provides for the situation. So on the electric part of it, it's all reimbursables for what the city's already paid out on the electrical improvements. On the water and sewer, the system development charges based on the engineer's data coupled with our ordinances, it is what it is. So yes, so you have the different categories. So when you see the report, at least you'll have that information. Now that I think we got the correct calculations overall, and then we'll just take it step by step. So
You know, on the water side, you know, the connection fees are spelled out in that ordinance, so they're high, it's about 100,000, you know, but that includes the connection charges and then the monthly, all the other monthly charges and, you know, kind of fall in there too. So I don't think they're really questioning that. Like I said, that's spelled out, but on the sewer side, there is a system development charge in there. And that's the one they questioned, but we got some language from the state that basically system development charges are typically a one-time fee that's levied by local governments on new construction or redevelopment projects to help fund the expansion of public services and infrastructure. So it's commonly, you know, it's commonly done. So they come up with a for the wastewater, they come up with a system development charge of about you know, probably
it's right at 100.
107, probably 105,000, something like that. So that's what they originally questioned. We're gonna go back tomorrow with the answer with that letter that he had sent. So we'll see, you know, see how that suffices, but they're not really questioning anything on the water side, just on the sewer.
Right. But just so you're aware of what it is, because
Sewer. Yeah. That's,
because you know, and again, the goal is to try to be consistent. Because just like, for instance, today we got a request with regards to 1210 North US Highway 27 on a potential 100 pad RV resort. And as far as capacity and what's the rates and so on and so forth. So I sent this to the engineer because I want to, again, be consistent with across the board with how we're doing our calculations and what it's based on. So this way there's a clear paper trail. If we ever need to respond or be, you know, defend or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So.
well, they can get happy and they can get glad.
Business is business.
Business is business.
Well, I understand. I just wanted you to be aware of that though, so, because I'm sure there's gonna be a request for a meeting at some point and we'll go from there with it. So
Okay.
that's all I have.
Does anybody have anything for Steve?
The FP&L contract,
So we were gonna have it tonight, but the co-op wasn't able to. I was kind of holding everything for once. So on 12/2, we already have the FPL side of it done. The co-op is done. It just has to be approved by their board. And I think they needed the extra time. So I kind of just made a
yeah,
decision.
they usually meet at the end of the month.
Yeah, so I kind of just pulled it for tonight and then we'll redo it on December the 2nd.
Thank you.
So,
Does anybody else have anything for Mr. Ramoni? All right. Mrs. Ashley?
I don't have anything at this time.
Does anybody have anything for Ashley?
I'll just add it instead of writing, because I don't want to bring all my time.
Mhm.
The postage do we offer e-billing at all?
No, we do not.
We do not. Is the new system set up to do e-billing?
We're not in the new system yet, old system.
But once we do switch?
Possibly, I'm not sure exactly how all their stuff works just yet
Okay,
for Clarion on that part.
keep me posted.
Will do. I would love for that to be a thing.
Yes.
Okay, does anybody else have anything for Ashley? Brad,
Simmons.
Simmons? There's too many S's in the room tonight.
Yeah, I've been working on some alley work, cutting trees and making alleys a little bit cleaner, and getting ready to get some water meters better and stuff like that. Really nothing, we're gonna start getting some of the Christmas stuff out. We're gonna build up the manger and thing and all that. Start sorting out the new lights and what we need to bring down here and all that stuff. Not interested this week.
Okay. Have you been out to sewer plant? How's it?
Cool. I don't know if y'all got report back from the tech that was out there at work. He did what he was doing, but there's still a lot of stuff needs to be done to get
How's your new
accomplished. So
How's your new man?
he's been doing good. He had a personal issue. He had to take a day or two off, and he'll be back tomorrow.
He's working out good, able to.
Yeah, he's learning. You know, he had never run one of those kind of plants, so I think he wanted to get used to it.
Okay.
But there's not a lot of places that have membrane like we.
Right.
I think I was
Yeah.
Nobody would have given that.
30-something years to wear a tear on that thing.
And the winch and the crane's working? Okay.
And that tech went over how to clean the membranes and get stuff working, like backwash wasn't working, so that wasn't helping them, with wash cycle. So,
They're able to pull the membranes now like they're supposed to?
Yeah.
These we're getting.
there's a lot of stuff need to be done up there yet.
Never ends.
You
I know. Well, we got to know. I don't want to come up here Monday and have a surprise. Okay. Does anybody else got anything for Brad?
You guys down at the marina, there's some lights out there. There's 3, I think, that are out. Well, you can see from the front, as you're driving by, there's only 2 that would be on the west side, but the 3 on there's 3 out on the east side. It's pretty dark down there for those guys.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Anybody else? All right. Approval of the bills in the amount of $76,792.77.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alicia, second by Sean. Any questions?
What's a hydraulic cement? From Windmill? What is that? Windmill sprinkler, hydraulic cement?
10 pounds and compression adapter.
What are those stuff?
Lures probably for the bigger fit state.
Are they like
That's-
special or something? You
That's
can't
what
get
they-
nowhere else?
Name them on their invoices, so I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. But they're like hard to find or something? Oh, okay. I was just curious. Okay.
All in favor?
All right.
All opposed? Pay the bills unanimously. All right, citizens' comments, general concerns. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Yes, sir. State your name for the record.
My name is Gary Blake, 201 Avenue K, Moray, Brown Street. First of all, I just want to thank you for initially, I asked you about the situation with utilizing the equipment from the city to help with the cleanup. But I guess based on the information I got, there was a misunderstanding because initially we had an agreement. I said, no, we asked, can we utilize equipment and we would pay for the utilization of the equipment and the people. And initially, we had got an understanding that it was going to be, I think we said $20 an hour and $6 an hour for the equipment based on how FEMA operated. And that was good. But later on, it came back and said, hey, I got some understandings as far as how I'm going to get the funding for it. But they also asked me, can I come back and see what we can do? And I know we eventually were able to get together. You know, you were working on, I guess, auditing or something. And we had come away with the understanding, I thought that, okay, $15 an hour. And then since the truck and everything is already sunk costs, I said, well, let me pay your running costs or your incremental costs. And the incremental costs, I said, let's figure about $10, 10 gallons of fuel at $40. And that's just to go down 3 streets and do the dumping, and we'll still pay the tipping fee. And so thought that was good. Come back to you and everything's good. Unfortunately, I was working early that morning. I fell asleep. That's why I was late for the meeting. Wasn't sure it was going to be on the agenda. But just trying to figure out what happened, because again, we were not asking for a free. We were saying that we would cover your costs and could we utilize the equipment. And basically you told me, hey, just work it out and we'll be good. And I thought we were good. So is there something that I missed from the previous meeting? Because it sounds like, again, we were saying that we will pay your labor costs, equipment, say, hey, that's some cost. Let us pay your incremental costs or your running costs, which I say, hey, $10 of fuel and $4 a gallon. That's great. Plus we will pay the tipping. So did I miss something? And again,
So let me get this straight. Cause I never understood y'all were paying the tipping fee. I thought the county was gonna pay the tipping fee.
No. We pay the county. The county, so in other words, whatever your tipping fee was, we would take care of it. Now, what I was doing was making sure we had the funding for it. And one of my sources for the total funding was going to be the county. But again, that's something separate from this. So we got an understanding of what our total cost would be and whatever the tipping fee is. And at the time we said it's somewhere around $60 or $65 a ton. And I asked typically how many tons maximum, and you say about 5 tons, I think that's what you told me. And so I said, okay, out of the pocket, worst case. And again, one of the things I said, hey, I cover you for 4 hours on Wednesday because you said use Wednesday because that's your slow day. I said, okay, cool. I'll cover 4 hours, even if we don't use 4 hours, plus the fuel, plus whatever the tip. Send us a bill, we take care of it. And that's the only thing we was asking. We're not asking for nothing free. We asked, can we utilize the equipment? And how can we best utilize it at minimum cost? Pay your labor, pay your equipment use, pay tipping fee. Done.
Mr. Tibbs, what is the FEMA?
Well,
Do you have it down to the?
We have discussed this a couple different times. And like I said, like I said, as far as the county, they're not gonna pay any tipping fees and they're not gonna pay anything related to this. They've already had that discussion. But we did, we discussed some things and there were some numbers thrown out there, but those were, I guess some preliminary numbers kind of thing that, I never brought this back before the council because I didn't think you were going to that you're going to accept those kind of things. That's kind of where
I'm lost. So who's paying for it?
It doesn't matter who's paying for it. We need to give him a price. That's all he wants.
No.
Mr. Blake wants a price on what we're gonna charge him.
It's not, it is worried about who's paying for it. Because once we put it on our truck and we carry it to the dump and we dump, somebody has to get it off the truck. Somebody has to pay to get it off the truck. Who's paying that?
Do you want us to pay you up front? It's just like any.
I just want to know when it gets to the dump and they take it off the truck.
It's the board, right? I mean, don't y'all
We
have a board?
We have a board. And outside of how it's going to be paid, the main thing is that you get paid. Now, there's a couple other avenues that we have for raising funds. We also have our own way of raising funds. Just trying to see how I can minimize the cost so that we can do the planning. and I know what it'd be. And I say, worst case, it may be 5 tons for the, and I don't even see us going 5 tons, but at worst case, I'm saying, okay, 3 there plus another 100, that's $400 per usage max. So what we have to do is be able to pay the bill. So I was trying to, and that's why I asked you first, is it okay to utilize the equipment? And the thing I do understand is that, yes, we also are your customer. And even at that, I'm utilizing your people on a slow day, not extra time, and I'm gonna pay for that. Probably should get it free, but I say, hey, can't push it. So let me just do that, get an understanding on equipment use. And I say, let me cover your incremental costs, which is your running cost, which is basically the fuel. And I say, I'm gonna overdo that, 10 gallons, run up and down there a couple times at $4 a gallon. I said, that's reasonable. So the only wild card is how much you pick up. And I said, worst case is gonna be 5 tons. In fact, I can limit it. I say, if you get 5 tons, that's it. Once you fill it up, that's it. And then we have to wait till the next time we want to do it. Again, I apologize, and I appreciate the fact that you gave me the opportunity to see if we can work this out. But the understanding is, I was not asking for anything free. And by the way, the whole thing about the city council, the county commissioners, I had a discussion with the county manager. He has a boss. I had already worked that out. So as far as that concerned, what he has to say is kind of out of the question. But in addition to that, we already have our funding. I just need to know the prices. That's it. Simple. And again, I apologize if there's any misunderstanding. But when I came back again, I had already told you the 2060. And I said, only thing we need to do is work out the final details. And that's what we ended up doing when I met with Tips. Seemed like to me it was a done deal.
Well, we did discuss numbers and stuff like that, but that had never been approved by the council. So those, and I guess the discussion at that last time, so yes, yeah, you are customers, but there's also other customers of the that we provide garbage service to. So, so like I said, those numbers that were thrown out there, but realistically, are they valid? I mean, if for example, on a garbage truck with FEMA was reimbursed us, it'd be about $60 an hour for reimbursing for operating that truck. Labor costs, you have a driver, benefits, so that number probably, was probably higher than we originally just discussing. So it's like, I guess it comes back to a question: is how much are we going to discount? Can we discount the thing? There's also, I guess some questions in, how the stuff that's to be picked up, how's it going to be regulated? Because like I said, it can't be anything that's hazardous. It has to be stuff that will be accepted at the
dump, yeah.
Side thing. So, so that's kind of where we're at. And at the last meeting, I said I would go talk to the county manager to see what they were doing. And like I said, that was basically what I relayed was his response, and that they were, that they were not going to waive anything, because if they did it for one, they'd have to do it.
We're customers too that live in the city here, and I know if they're customers over there. Now we must call in to get that stuff picked up and be charged individually for it. So whatever, we decide.
Well, they're
It's a
trying to
lot
do it
different.
as a community.
I understand that. But why can't we do it as a block in Moorhaven?
Did y'all ask for
Is the
that?
city gonna give us a break?
If they ask, then you deal. I said, it's just like the people, I can go, well, no, think about it. Every time you go and take that truck back and forth, you're paying an individual. I'm saying, park the truck, boom, 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 not going back and forth, I'll pay. No one else,
I understand that.
I understand, I'm not trying to be argumentative. In fact, I appreciate the fact that you even gave me the option to even go that route. But I did, and maybe we'll look back in the notes. I did bring it up and say, hey, we had an agreement. Everybody good? Yeah, okay. And I came back and I said, hey, I want to go and do a little bit more arm twisting. We can go back and look at that also. And you said, just work it out with him. I said, okay, fine. Now, I came by several times, and then finally we were able to meet, sit down and say, hey, we agree with this, not enforce it. Are we good? Right? Right. All right, let's go. And it's no problem. If you got to change, do what you got to do.
We
But I'm just saying
discussed
that
those
we
numbers,
had-
and I indicated that those were, what we had talked about, but they were never approved by this group, which would have to be the ones that have to approve it.
Okay. But what I'm saying, I did not change what we said. We never said that we were wanting anything for free. The only
think
thing
your
I was saying,
question
how can I get a, if
is
you want to
when they
call it
take
a
it to the
bulk
dump.
rate?
What account is it charged?
Nobody else.
It's gonna
talked
charge
about
to the
taking a,
cities.
tipping fee.
And then we
Nobody else
take
talked
that
about
ticket
paying gas. They just said,
and
hey,
reimburse it.
I said, hey, we'll take all of that.
That
one
is
source.
part of it.
No.
We do pay it.
We
Understand?
would
But
pay
then
it first.
It's no different than if I go to cut somebody's grass.
Yeah.
I pay them, but if I got a bunch of them together, I can get them a group rate. So I'm saying, hey, I'm gonna have it already set up. They come out with the truck. They just pick up with the grappler. I'm paying for that person by the hour. I'm paying for the fuel, and I'm paying for whatever I put in there, the tipping fee. It's simple. And if you got regulations on how you need to set it up, no problem, give it to them. We'll make sure that happens. There's no different than anything else. Only difference is how you get paid. That's it. From the standpoint of,
I understand.
that's it. Simple. And by the way, it makes Mohegan look good. We're just trying to do the right thing. So anyhow, I just wanted to clarify, because I heard it kind of went sideways a little bit. I don't know. So I just wanted to say, this is what we had talked about. And I was just trying to get an understanding so I know what I need to plan for when you pick up. And then we'll go from there. Then we will schedule with with the community, have everything ready to go, utilizing the rules that you tell us how we need to set it up, and just make it happen. It's not that hard.
So anyway, to answer the question about the tipping fee, it would go in the city's truck, it would go to the city's account, then we would take the ticket and we would give it to them to reimburse.
Yeah. We good?
All right.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, so anything I have.
Okay, so instead of being a dead horse, then let's just solve the problem. So I would be okay with charging y'all the FEMA rate just for the truck. Our employee, we always pay anyways. He's not gonna be working after hours or overtime. So what I would suggest would be y'all pay the FEMA rate that is of the truck usage and the tipping fee, and I would be fine with that. Do y'all have any discussion? Do y'all think, I mean, does anybody have any input, or are we just gonna sit here and let Mr. Blake come every week and talk to us about this?
Are they gonna pay for fuel and the labor? or not?
Well, that's
the
the
FEMA fee.
truck.
That's the-
That's
That's
included
the-
in there?
Yeah,
Yes.
FEMA includes all of that in there.
I already said it is.
Truck. That's just the truck,
But isn't that included the fuel price and all that into,
It includes fuel and insurance, but does not include the operator.
right?
Wait a minute, aren't they already on the clock?
Mhm.
Am I missing?
Yeah, that's
saying
what
just
she
for-
was
I'm
saying, they're already on
for
the
just
clock.
What does the FEMA fee cover for just the truck? The truck, the insurance of the truck, the fuel for the truck, the cost to run that truck, right? It's all of that
Yeah.
in that fee.
Yes.
So then the fuel would be covered in that, what he said, maybe $60 an hour.
Yes.
The employee's already working, so I'm fine with letting our employee and paying our employees wages like normal. He's not on overtime or anything like that. And then they are in charge of the tipping fee. Does anybody else have a suggestion or something else that they would prefer?
No, I'd like to.
I mean, we have to give them something, or, I mean, they've been in here for
Who's
4 months.
gonna, I'm looking at Brad Simmons. Who would go down there and make sure that we're getting just what we're supposed to get?
Well, Jerry
Jerry
does
would.
it every day. And then Mr. Blake, I trust him that he's gonna make sure that
Like I said, there would be
Yes.
stipulation on Paint and tire.
Right. No paint, tires,
I'm
propane.
sure the dump has a listing of what they will not take,
They do.
and we can
And we
possibly get that and give that to Mr. Blake, and he can make sure that those things are not in those piles.
No different than when they go out and pick up anyway.
Mhm.
Same rules.
Well, I'll make a motion, y'all can vote on it or not. So I make a motion to allow, is it Washington Park Board, Community Center, to rent out the truck, the uses of the truck at the FEMA rate. And we cover the employee and they cover the tipping fee.
I'll second it.
Motion by Alicia, seconded by Sean. Any discussion?
Discussion is, we're gonna pay the man's labor that's running the truck, correct?
We're gonna cover the labor.
Correct. And then we will bill Waste Management or Waste, whoever will bill us. And then we turn around and bill Gary.
I think that's more than fair. They're our customers. We're giving the employee for free. They're gonna pay for the truck and the dumpster. Whatever y'all think. All right.
As long as we're compensated.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Discuss financial statement. I don't guess there's anybody else. Discuss financial statement if needed.
No, you skip number 8.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh, skip y'all.
8, mayor and council to give reports. Sean,
I'm good.
Alicia,
I just have one thing, and we've beat enough dead horses tonight. So there was an issue about the water bottles again after the meeting. I don't know why we can't discuss it up here like
okay.
adults.
Let's do that.
I make a motion that we allow Ashley or Mr. Tibbs to purchase water bottles as needed for the employees.
Do I hear a second?
I got a question. I don't know what you mean by water bottles.
We buy,
House of water.
everybody's house of water,
Oh, it's my.
What's it-
For them to drink,
Yes.
yes.
down for the warehouse, for the cruisers to come in to grab the water and head out to the.
If y'all don't think they're worth a bottle of water, then that's on you.
Well,
It
let
ain't
me,
gonna be on my-
whoa. Since that's kind of being directed at me, I'll go ahead and say what I gotta say. If it was Gatorade, I don't have a problem with it. But we live within a mile of every house in the city of Moorhaven has water. We got running water right down there at the water pump. We provide them ice. They can get them a cooler. I do it every day. I drink city water every day in my cooler,
I do too.
and it don't hurt me. I don't pay for it. I get it right out of the tap. Well, I mean, I guess I
Yeah,
do pay
you pay
for it.
it.
But so get to work 15 minutes early, fix your water bottle, and guess what? At noon, when you come in to get you some more. Why should we buy water bottles? I don't. It does not make sense to me.
This isn't the best.
We give water. They've got plenty of water, and if they don't have enough, we can buy a 5-gallon igloo cooler. We can buy a 10-gallon igloo cooler. We can buy the little 1 gallons if that's what we got to do. We provide water. Why should we buy more water? We are a water company. Don't make sense.
That's one perk that y'all, that's something that the employees get. That's one perk that the city of Moorhaven gives them.
One.
Other than that.
One.
Because the city
They
of
get
Moorhaven
nothing.
gives no perk to these guys.
And
None.
They're making.
Health
I don't
insurance.
really know. I
Health
don't.
insurance.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, Brad. That's.
It's just.
Brad and I came up with this idea.
I get a free jacket. No, I don't get a free jacket every year.
Just to be.
I don't get a free jacket every year. And if I do, it ain't nobody's business. We pay for them.
Go back, Brad.
I work for a private company. If they want to buy me a jacket, they buy me a jacket. Now, no, I'm going to say right now, if we buy water, it's the silliest thing. We got people right now can't pay their light bills that are complaining about, we just went up on their taxes. But yet we're gonna buy water when we're a water company? Anyway, it ain't like we have to provide water. We have to do that. And we do. But we're gonna go spend $2 a bottle when how much is a gallon of water in the city? How much do we charge?
No,
25 cents
Yeah,
if we buy,
couple
if we
cents,
sell it
yeah.
ourselves? It's,
Well, Brad and I came up with this. First of all, it saves time. Bottles are in and out. Your biggest expense is employee time. You know, so that's one of the things.
And they can't fit a cooler on a
Tremendous.
lawnmower.
They commit late.
if they get to work it. So, I mean, I fill up a cooler every day.
You don't drive a lawnmower around town.
It don't matter. I'm out in a
Why
field.
are you so
I'm not.
You are very much so.
I'm sorry.
And I don't appreciate it.
Well, I'm not yelling. Well, You're right.
We viewed it as an operating decision, but if you know, if you.
no, it's emotion now, Larry. It's not that simple.
Well, it's not been seconded yet.
Yeah, Sean seconded.
Did she second? it? No,
Oh,
she
you
didn't.
didn't second it?
She had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you seconded
The pallet they order from Amazon, it's like $1,200 a year, right?
it. How much?
$1,200 a year
1,200 for the whole year. I think
for a
it
year of
ended up
water.
I think that's what it was.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Three-
how often
3 to
do y'all-
400.
How often do they buy that?
being. Three
One
months.
time.
One pallet every 3 months, right?
You got-
2 pallets.
You got 2 pallets this year. That's it.
That's all y'all got the whole year.
Where do you store it at?
In my shop, over in the shop. I control the water.
Oh, in the back?
And when I talked to King about this, when we first ordered
I'm gonna
it,
get the water. I'm gonna get the water.
he makes sure that no one's taking any home, and I trust King that he's doing the right thing by the water bottle.
So we're talking about $700 a year, right, Clay? For water?
If we're only ordering it twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only hour I think it was this year was in June, I think. Got the first pallet. I can't remember. And I got a pallet right now, and we still got in the water left over. This because it's gonna cool down, of course, so that they cannot drink it as much. I still got half a pallet left. I'm gonna got 2 this year. I got half a pallet still in my shop right now. Half a pallet. So we really ain't jumping about a pallet and a half. So that pallet probably can cover next year when, you know. as-
Well, let me ask you this. Where does the bottles go when they get done with them? I'm just asking.
I forgot what they do, but.
I'm sure that they're away since they're the ones who have to pick up the trash. I don't think they're gonna be the ones who litter, since they're the ones who pick the trash up.
I watch them.
So we looking at 2 pallets a year, man. From June or May to August, September. 700 bucks. 8 months.
No second. I mean, I'm done with it.
Mark, you got anything? You're up next.
Oh, I have no problem with it. You didn't hear me say anything.
But it don't matter. There was,
She did a motion.
there was no second.
Oh, I thought there was.
No.
So are you
That's it.
seconding it?
No, I didn't second. You hear me say second?
No, we're just trying to figure out so we can move
No, I
on.
didn't hear. Oh, I'm just sitting here.
I'm saying that's it.
So we got a
There's no
motion
second.
to buy bottled water.
And
Do
it
we have a
failed
second?
Because of the lack of a second.
Then you better move on.
That's what we're asking, Mark. You're next. Alicia said what she's gonna say. Do you have anything?
What, are we going around the table now? We're on.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Mark. We
If
do
we're
it
done
every
with
2
that,
weeks
then it's
we
your
do
turn.
this.
For 18 minutes.
But that we blew that an hour ago.
But
All
hey, with a bottle of Crown.
Do you have anything?
Yeah, I want to know,
Please.
I'll supply y'all water, don't y'all worry.
we did code enforcement? Paper or? Don't we get them anymore? We didn't get one last month either. I would think we should be getting one. all I got, Clay.
Thank you, Mark. Does anybody have anything for Mark? Does anybody have anything for Mark? Brad?
Add to what he was saying, how's the, city looking as far as like cleanliness? I mean, are we getting on the properties that are kind of trashy? Like, I mean, are we submitting stuff and, I mean, that's,
We've had a computer issue with some of our paperwork.
but as far, yeah, okay. But as far as like people with their,
Talk to people, tag them. We don't have a letter, we're kind of bad right now with the computer right now, but we can talk to people as much as I can. Yes,
okay.
yes.
Do you need a new computer or is this?
We just bought a new one,
Okay.
so she doesn't
Okay.
have all of her forms on it.
All right, no problem. I'm just making sure you don't need anything else.
And we're gonna make the form like you and I talked about, Larry.
And then what will be the next step if they don't do what you put out there? I mean, like, we gotta, there's gotta be
It
a,
depends on the type of violation.
Yes.
okay.
You know, if you walk up there and it's it appears to be a safety hazard or some kind of issue like that, we can try to schedule a hearing with the new magistrate. Otherwise, if it's not that type of offense, if it's a repeat offense, we can go straight to a citation again. You don't have to start the notification process, and then the smaller things, yes, we will start the process where, you know, they give them time to, certain amount of time to get it fixed.
Okay. I know I keep asking this, but that cable on, is it Fifth? And I mean, do we have to have it cut before they come and do something? Or?
And I have tried the head person over on the West Coast for Xfinity and I have,
Oh, so it is, I thought it was Comcast.
well,
Comcast is
Oh,
Xfinity.
okay, they're saying, okay.
Mhm.
and I haven't got any response out of her.
So you are able to, you know, you've talked to nobody? Yeah.
Yeah.
They are very difficult to get a hold of.
So
When I first
what would
started
happen
here,
if
they
we
were
got
behind on
chain
the
around it and
police.
snatched it
That's
down?
what I said. Yeah, how are they gonna try to blame us and?
The problem is their lines are on our poles, so if you're gonna drag down our poles.
Well, not dragging.
Well,
Like a
But,
motor or something.
well, I mean, at some point, can we climb up the pole and clip the thing so somebody don't get wrapped up in it? Is that
Is it hanging too low or?
is it illegal? Is that a legal issue?
Oh,
It's an illegal issue.
oh.
Well, I mean,
So what,
wait a minute now. Is it a legal issue if we're trying to,
or cut the cable.
or,
and they're
yeah,
gonna blame
that's
us.
what I'm saying. Can we climb up there and clip it and wrap it? I
They
mean,
got a permit and they installed those lines and I assume the county signed off on the permit, so, you know, kind of the issue is that, you know, yeah,
Or excuse me. Xfinity.
cite them. They got pockets.
Can't be caught. And they're gonna try to blame us? No.
And they'll start fighting lean on or whatever it is. Somebody will come sooner or later.
I'm saying could get kind of expensive than trying to blame us on
You can't
if
ever.
it ends up being cut.
You have anything for Brad? Mine's simple. I guess I'm the Grinch tonight, but it's the last meeting in November. Remember, Christmas decoration contest. Who wants to volunteer to be the judge this year? Oh, I saw Sean's hand. So Sean did it last year. So Sean, you're going to, we need to make sure that everybody gets it on the radio or on the flyers or in the bill that we'll be having that contest this year.
You know what date yet?
I mean, I always leave it up to you if you want to do it. The 23rd, 24th, something like that. That week. Yeah, you just whatever is good for you is good for us. And if anybody got anything else for me, Lisa, I apologize. I wasn't raising my voice at you. Well, sometimes you need it.
You didn't take it to heart.
All right. I don't see a number 9.
Number 9.
Motion to adjourn.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't see it. Thank you. Motion by Sean, second by Brad. All in favor? We're approved.